Hello everyone. How is it going? Welcome back to Vigo's Court. I'm Judge Codex, and this here is your Counselor Vader. And God, it's been a while, hasn't it? How y'all doing?
It has been a
Tonight we're
while.
bringing you Metro versus Entity. How are you feeling about it?
I'm excited. Definitely, I haven't seen either of these teams personally, so I'm excited to one kind of meet these teams, kind of see how they play, and who they choose to bring as well. So I'm super excited.
Yeah, same here. It would be something if we saw some S killers today, but I'm expecting it to start a little bit slowly and slowly build up to bringing out those better killers. So some variety in the chat probably today.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Let's see. Are they already readying up? Ooh. I love that screen transition, man. It's so cool.
Isn't it? Everything is a little bit revamped here, as we can see with these transitions. And let's go ahead and look around the league a little bit here. We had some games yesterday and stuff go on, and I think there we have a tournament bracket screen now as well.
Ooh, fancy.
Oh yeah.
All right. Oh yeah, obviously. There's been so many great games that were played yesterday. Were sadly not streamed, but as a person who was watching as it was going down, honestly, the UA versus Wrecking Crew match was one to behold, as well as Immortal Alliance versus Prestige. 1 point difference.
Yeah, it was
um,
it was super crazy to like that game wasn't streamed, but I was in chat with Rambo as it was happening. We were both freaking out that the fact that it was so close.
Rams definitely pulled it back from the brink, honestly. I for halfway through the game, I was pretty much expecting it was impossible for them to win at this point, like IA, and then Reyes pulled it out, and he missed one hook. I feel so bad
Oof.
for the guy.
Oof.
Must be feeling pretty shitty after that, but at the same time, he pulled out the performance of a lifetime. I think it was an 11 hook game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it was pretty crazy. We did have a nurse as well get a 12
Oh.
hook game in I think another match. I want to say that was I think that was the Monarchy match, right? Maybe.
Oh.
But we did have a nurse. Oh, it was actually in the Arctic Wolves DKD match. We had Wispy get a 12 hook 4K with nurse. Super hype.
Damn.
I know.
Impressive.
So, guys, to explain a little bit the difference between a 12 hook 4K and a 12 stage 4K, that means that every time a survivor got unhooked, just to get downed and put back on a hook, there were no like camping and letting somebody progress to the next hook stage. So that is even more impressive.
The maximum amount of points a killer could possibly make in that situation. You don't see that very often. Usually it isn't with killers like Nurse or Blight. I think honestly, if we see anything like let's take a guess, a Bubba or a Plague today, and they 12 hook as well, I think we are in for a very good season. There are some really good teams in here.
Yeah, indeed.
Were you present for the Demise versus We Overslept matches?
I we actually hosted that last night, and it was it was a really good match. Demise came out and performed very well as survivors, only allowing I think 3 hooks before the gens were finished, and we saw Noed come out from the spirit. And then on the other side, as killer, they actually were they got a 4K with Blight. We saw a all-seeing Blight that, or
Oh.
yeah, I think it wasn't an all-seeing Blight. No, it was Serpent. He was breaking. Was it all-seeing? It was all-seeing. Okay, all-seeing Serpent Blight that destroyed a bunch of pallets early game, made a lot of dead zones, and really capitalized off of it. The survivors were quick to throw the pallets down, and they camped some pallets, and it kind of, I feel like it led to their demise a little bit. All right,
Was
and
that what I just heard from your end?
Was that a what?
This was the Demise versus We Overslept match, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Yeah, it was a pun. All right, you caught me.
Nice,
You caught me.
nice.
So
No, it's fine.
I did just get invited to lobby here, so I am going to try to get these survivors in here. And who from the survivor team am I adding? Hold on a second.
I'm curious to see who they're going to bring out today, if it's any familiar names.
Indeed, it looks like our killer is going to be Direct Flare.
Ooh. Do we know anything about him?
I don't. I've never seen Direct Flare play, but I'm excited.
Neither.
I'm excited to
Same.
see.
Honestly, that's the fun part about bringing in a killer that you don't really know much about. They can bring pretty much anything and surprise you the most.
Indeed.
Like, obviously, if we saw Super L, for example, join in here, he would go nurse and he would kill everybody. That's not a question, but this guy.
Yeah.
See what he has to bring to the table.
And we are on Father Campbell's Chapel, so definitely there are a lot of good options for killers to bring as well. Definitely could see some Wraith. I see in the chat there are some people asking for Wraith. Yeah, I see 2 Wraiths in there actually. I would like to see some Wraith. I mean, an all-seeing Wraith, we saw how well that worked yesterday, but we also saw how well Nurse worked yesterday. Both are very good choices for killer. I definitely think
it has something to do with the map, right?
Yeah.
Father Campbell's is one of the most balanced maps in the games right now, especially with Cold Tower being out of business for a while.
Whew. And that's just super unfortunate. I don't like that it's out of business at all. All right.
They could fix. Ooh, we have a match? We have a match.
We have all of our survivors at least joined in. And we do have our killer, of course, having set the lobby. I haven't gotten the okay for us to start yet. It looks like we're still getting possibly builds and everybody set in their places, but we're getting close, guys.
And we're seeing Smiley and then Marco, Zach, and Pingu as their full survivor roster. Is this what you were expecting to see from them?
You know, like I didn't know what to expect. This is an all new team for me. I haven't seen their plays before, and so this is my my first. I wouldn't call it a sneak peek at this point, but my first time seeing them, and I'm just excited to see how coordinated they play. I really love when a survivor team can spread the map and really put the pressure on the killer. But I just like seeing good plays on both sides. If the killer can put a lot of pressure down, I like trying to dissect like what did the survivors do that gave the killer some advantages there, and then how did the killer take advantage of survivor mistakes. Me being a survivor main, a survivor minded person, it's easier for me to look at it from that perspective.
Yeah, that's understandable. Personally, I recognize 2 of their names, and I think that you are going to get exactly what you want to see out of these people. They work really, really well as a team. I think they've been in the scene for quite some time as well. There are some teams that are fairly new in the league, like Wrecking Crew, for example, but then there's also teams that have been established for quite some time and haven't changed their roster in ages. And I think this is one of those teams. So I think you're going to see a lot of synergy today. I think that's going to be the strength that they're going to play off of.
I agree. Well, yeah. If you've already seen them, I definitely agree with your opinion there, and I am excited to see it, really. And I now have confirmation that we are good to go. So I am going to go ahead and switch to spectator and let these guys go. Who's ready for a fun match, chat? Let's get some hype in the chat.
Some hype emotes. I'm pretty sure Vigo Scorp got some new emotes in, right? Yes.
Oh yeah.
Made by yours truly. I'll just self-promo here for a second.
Well,
but honestly, let's get some hypers in the chat, everybody. If you want access to these lovely emotes, don't forget to subscribe, and you will also get access to them in the Discord itself, which means that you can use them through the entirety of the D&D comp experience. Who wouldn't want a face-palming trapper? Let's be real.
Oh, yeah. And if I understand correctly, you painted the painting above us too?
Oh, yeah. That was a massive undertaking.
So,
I have
all the Codex talent here.
that's really sweet. No, honestly, with this painting, I have a feeling that you guys are going to see more of it in the future because we might have some plans going behind the scenes, but won't tell you too much.
Can't spoil any plans. Not me. Not me.
What? Oh.
All right, and so I am getting some breaking news here. It looks like We Can't Loop has forfeited their match later today, so we will have to see how that affects our tournament a little bit later. We'll look back at the bracket and see how that shakes up some of our matches for later on in this qualifier tourney.
Yes, indeed. It's a shame they couldn't make it.
Indeed. Definitely
But
looking
I think
forward to that
with
match.
one match being forfeited, I think there's another one just about ready to go here. I see 3 of the 4 survivors ready to up.
Yes, it looks like we are just waiting on Smiley, just making sure they're completely ready. Here we go. We're connecting in. Hype in the chat. Thank you for the biddies, chicken pickle. Oh my goodness. There we go. That's what I want. I want to see some hype. I love the hype. All right, guys.
Absolutely. Medic Mom coming in with the dabs. Jeez. Oh, I feel like I'm on 2016 Vine again. Amazing. I love it.
Right? All right. And I think, should we review some killer rules? I think we should.
I think we definitely should. So for the killer rules, first and second hook equals 2 points. Third hook gives you 3 points, and the first progression only gives you 1 point. Second progression gives you 2 points, which results in a maximum amount of points of. Oh, well, I'm going too fast. Achieving a 7th or 8th hook progression is only 1 point per, and 4 kills gives you 2 points. Entity kills is corresponding to hook points plus progression points, and bleed outs give you 0 points, which means the killers definitely need to get those hooks in.
Yeah, and with a 30-point total being available for the killer, there are a lot of points on the table if you can get that 12 hook, like we were saying.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and it looks like we are loaded in at this point, so we are going to our spectate, and
this is a nurse.
Yeah, looks like we do have a nurse here. Looks like we're going to the corrupt zone first. We don't want any survivors hiding out this corrupt zone. Let's see if we can get another nurse 12 hook, shall we? I think that would be exciting.
I'd love to see it. Totem spawn in the corrupt zone though, so she definitely needs to worry about that for a while.
Yeah, we definitely did see that totem in that zone. Let's see where these survivors are going. Oh, we see somebody may have missed a skill check. And the nurse is off to the races looking at some scratch marks trying to locate. Oh no, the totem has fallen. I wonder what totem that was. No idea at this point. We do see the nurse still trying to chase, finding Steve here. Smiley being the obsession is our first chase of the game. And how do you feel this is going so far for this nurse, having found chase a little bit later?
The survivors are playing this very safely. They're taking the chase to the corrupt zone. I feel like this nurse is making a little bit of a mistake overcommitting here, because we know that there's some of them already working on generators, but I don't think she has much of a choice if she can't find anybody else.
I agree. And we do see Smiley doing exactly what you want to see from a good survivor here, running into the corrupt zone. And that dead hard was indeed a good play there. We see running towards the corner just as far as possible away from the gens that are probably being progressed, as we see one gen popping off. So nurse does have a hook. I am getting a
commentary that we have no game audio.
No game audio. That is horrible. All right, let's get the game audio in there, chat. Sorry about that.
It happens. First couple of streams back after such a long break, there's bound to be some mistakes made. It's fine.
Indeed. All right, but we should have game audio now at this point, so that is good. All right, so we are going ahead and going back to these gens that are being pressured by these survivors so well. Looks like we
generators still ready for one first hook. Generally, when I see this kinds of scoring, I always say they're tied so far. two generators to one hook. To be fair, no, actually, the survivors pretty much have an advantage here.
Yeah, I would agree. Survivors definitely have the advantage. It does look like we are seeing a little bit of an effect of ruin. I didn't see a missed skill check or a kick, but we do see regressing gens where the nurse is located.
I see an corrupt that has run out. So from now on, all gens are going to be pressured at all times. And I have a feeling this nurse needs to find that 3. Ooh, there goes another totem.
Another totem gone. It does not appear that that was ruined though, as we still see that gen regressing as soon as the Nancy was pressured off the gen. So I wonder what that totem was.
Ooh.
We do see the nurse. Oh, go ahead.
No. I was gonna say, we do know the Haunted is banned, so I'm assuming that was Devour Hope. If we see a Devour Hope nurse in this game.
Yeah, with both Haunted Ground and Starstruck being banned, I would agree. Unless it was something like the third seal or something trying to break communication for these survivors. But we do see Nancy throwing that pallet, keeping chase on this side of the map, running to the corner, just trying to make sure that the nurse is as far away from those gens, like we said earlier, as possible. Oh my goodness, Marco loves corners, going ahead and going down at the corner. Gonna go ahead and take his hook and allow his team to pressure as much as possible as we see another gen pop off. This nurse really has the pressure on her.
Yeah, genuinely. I do think the only thing that could really help, like, fix the situation, I think, is a proper clutch no-ed. Oh, that was Deliverance as well.
Oh, so any hook pressure the nurse would have had there actually was not there. With the Deliverance play, the survivors are able to continue just pounding out these gens as we see another gen pop. And what do you think of seeing those survivors double up on a gen, knowing Prove Thyself isn't in play?
I feel like it is warranted. For in this situation, when you know that someone can unhook themselves and there's only one generator left, getting a generator done faster for maybe losing some pressure by getting caught at the same place, I think it's worth it.
Oh yeah, and we do see Nurse go ahead and get stunned there by the Steve, and see some head nods from the Steve. Love to see it. Steve very proud of his own performance there. We are going to see Zach go ahead and get hooked here, so that'll be 3 hooks for the Nurse. Really, these survivors are pressuring out these gens very well. Do you think we'll see a no-ed play? Or...
I do think so. Oh, there's the last gen, so we're going to see it in play in a second if it is true. Oh,
yeah, if they have it.
I don't see the haste.
I do not either, so I don't think we will see a no-ed here. And actually thinking back, I don't think we can, because we saw totems pop. We saw 2 totems pop, but we know they still had ruin up.
Third, and they had
corrupt. So that's actually their full loadout there. All right, and so we are in chase here. Nancy with the flashlight trying to gain chase from this nurse. Oh, and they are getting the unhook.
When you run a totem build, right? When you run a totem build, if they get your totem first thing, you're pretty much running a perkless nurse. And even with nurse being a strong killer, that is still very, very risky.
Indeed. And it looks like we will get this Nancy down again. Do you think these survivors just take the 3 out and allow Marco to just go on hook and die? Or, oh, it doesn't look like this nurse is going to hook.
Ooh, very, very risky play, but I think they are going to leave. In a situation like this, you can do 2 things. Either you can take the risk and try to...
And it looks like Steve says, I can't leave behind my Stranger Things co-host. I must attempt to save her, but it looks like he's going to try to escape now as... Oh, and he doesn't get the escape, but we do see Nancy get up. Is that possibly an unbreakable play? Because I think the other survivors, unless there was another survivor also being risky, I think that may have been an unbreakable.
I think that was a showcase of their communication. I think this was completely set up. Oof. Going through that pallet knowing there's a survivor behind you.
Indeed, that was very risky. It worked out though, and we do see 2 survivors over on this section going ahead, gonna take their leave. And do you think Nancy comes and attempts for save, or just go out the other door?
I advise her to go out the other door, but if she has balls,
True.
She might just try it.
She may
I
try
know
it.
Lisa definitely will try to get that in game save. But in this situation where they are so far ahead in the points, I would suggest they just take that out. Take the 3-man. And just
Yeah.
let their killer do the cleanup for them after this.
Yeah, they definitely are. They've had a very good showing for this first match. I'm very impressed with how the survivors played, taking chases exactly where they needed to. And I think on the killer end, I think we just saw Nancy. I believe that was an injured Nancy I saw. And Nurse
no,
says I
it's going to be
did see an
2K
injured
after
Nancy.
all.
Well, she does have the sprint burst. She did go ahead and run around there, but yeah, I do think we are going to see a 2K potentially here. Very risky, unless she knows possibly where Hatch is. No, we are going to see a 2K from this Nurse.
Managed to pull it back after all. Good stuff, good stuff. Poor Nancy. She really did not want to leave that Steve behind.
No, the Stranger Things co-hosts, you know, it's really hard to get them to separate from each other. It's Nancy and Steve,
Yeah, true.
they may have broken up, but you know, they really want to stay together, at least in this
just what we
trial.
Young love.
Young love, yeah. I always thought Nancy was more of a Jonathan fan, but maybe I was wrong. All right,
And
guys.
there's the final scores. Match 1 of the day complete.
Yeah, and do my eyes deceive me? Are we seeing a tie game? Is this 14 to 14 as a result of the 2K?
Oh no! This Nurse really did pull it back.
Guys, that's insane. You know, this is really what I love about Vigos, though, is the fact that the scoring that is available allows for ties. No other league allows for a tie in scoring. This is amazing.
It's weird to me, right? Because if a team performs equally well.
Yeah, and I am talking specifically in a single match. Like, guys, we were in one match of Dead by Daylight there and came out of it with a tie. Other leagues you can tie, but it's because your killer performed just as well as the other killer did in their trial. This is the survivors and killer both tie in their points. That's amazing. I say that's hats off to our rules committee.
Yes, absolutely.
Crazy.
Honestly, who could have thought that in a game as survivor-sided as this, you could still come up with a fair rule set that allows for tying between both killer and survivor in a way that doesn't ruffle any feathers, so to speak. Like, this was fair. 2K. It's a tie.
Yeah. Yeah, and that just makes it more exciting to watch, honestly. And it did look like, yes, we were seeing a Devour in that build from the Nurse that got cleansed rather early, unfortunately.
Ooh, definitely unfortunate. I would have loved to see some Devour action. Not something that you see in comp very often, but when it does happen, it's usually very destructive.
Yeah, if the survivors aren't able to go ahead and get that cleansed early, really easy to punish.
Oh, and we already see which killer they're going to bring?
It looks like I'm getting an invite from Flicka. Or Pingu.
Pingu. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
This is the first time
indeed.
I've seen him play killer. I've heard a lot about this guy, though. I'm wondering if he's as good as people make him out to be. I hope he is. I really hope he is. I think Metro definitely needs it to pull themselves back from tying at the end there.
Indeed. I think it's this makes it even more exciting. I think we maybe see, do you think we'll see a Nurse run back? Like a, hey, you've done Nurse, I can do Nurse better.
On one hand, that could be a smart solution. On the other, would you want to waste, or not necessarily waste, but would you want to use a high tier killer this early into the matches? That's the thing, right? Because if you do manage to get into the finals, would you not want to have those S tiers available to be able to be used? That is the risk that you always got to take when you look at the situation, and I don't think Metro is going to take it. But then again, I was also wrong about Entity bringing a Nurse, so don't ask me.
I think it's I think you have to bring like a S tier, because this is a elimination style tournament. So you have a tie here, but you have to perform well enough as killer to get your win. Like if the survivors can 3 out this killer, that's a win for
That is
Entity.
true.
And so you
But does
have
that
to
come down
bring
to the
somebody
killer?
strong. Unless it's a 10 hook 3 out, I guess. Like that would be the way that the killer could still end up or 9 hook. You know, my math is really bad, so 9 hook 3 out actually, not 10 hook 3 out. I had to think about what's possible there. But yeah, like it would be very difficult if you don't bring a strong killer, at least secure 2 kills to end up coming out with the win.
Yes, I do think though, does this come down to the killer or does this come down to player research? We do know that like in professional leagues, people usually look at the enemy team that they're going to be playing. If Metro knows that these survivors are I'm not saying bad, like worse than their killer, then they can probably afford to bring a lower tier killer. But if they know that these survivors are really, really good, then they're definitely going to respond with an S tier. I think that's also what it comes down to.
Yeah,
Have they done their homework?
indeed. Have you done your film study? Yeah, I think
I would appreciate that one.
right. I think that we may see an A tier. I think you're right. We won't see necessarily an S tier killer come out. Still use somebody strong, but not quite going all out. I think this actually could be just fine Wraith territory. And Blight shaking his head at me, maybe disagreeing, but I think Blight, you don't do well on Father Campbell's Chapel, so I'm gonna go ahead and say, look the other way, away. All right.
You say this, and yet Rayu's pulled on Father Campbell's Chapel pulled a 4K.
Well, yes,
So it is possible. Any killer can function, but
that's true, and that's why I think I want to see another Wraith, possibly. I don't think we'll see. We saw Spirit on Father Campbell's Chapel not do as well yesterday. I think Spirit can do well on this map, but I don't think you bring Spirit necessarily on this map. There are definitely more maps in the future that you hold her for.
can I make a suggestion?
Mm-hmm.
I would really be curious if we could see a Twins, maybe.
Ooh. Do you think Twins is strong on this map?
Oh, are we getting a high five? We're getting a high five.
High five.
Have you never done this before? Ooh,
I haven't done this before, but like,
okay,
what are we doing?
Turn towards me. Turn towards me, and then we're gonna count down. And once we're at 1, we're going to slam our hands against each other and create the illusion of a high five.
I like this. High five across the Atlantic or Pacific?
Yes.
Let's do it.
Basically.
Yeah.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Nice.
I went too far. Like I went through the screen. Like I'm like almost pushing into you. I gotta stop like right here next time. I'll get better at this, chat. I'll get better. Yeah, sorry. Like I almost like went through the screen. Like that would have been like missing the high five and hitting you in the face. I'm sorry.
It's fine. It's fine. As long as you didn't give me a black eye, it's fine.
Okay. Yeah. I still don't want to do it though. So, naughty Vader. I have to. I'll punish myself later. All right.
Please don't. Be nice to yourself.
Yeah.
Be nice to yourself
sure.
and treat yourself to a wonderful match with 4 survivors readied up. I think we're waiting on a killer here. Ooh.
Possibly. Possibly. I'm waiting on the okay that we are good to go. All builds ready. And
wait,
yeah.
Is that Time Lord?
Time Lord. It is Time Lord.
Old MVP of UA coming back on Metro now. That is. We love to see that.
We may be in for a treat. We may have some spicy survivor plays, which I like.
We really are. Speaking of Twins, actually, Time Lord is a Twins main, and he's incredibly good at it. Well, Twins main, and he plays Twins at a competitive level.
We like that. We like that for sure. And I did get confirmation that we are good to go, so I am going ahead, switching into that spectator role and letting these good players know they are good to go. Sweet. And we are connecting into the match.
Oh, here we go.
All right, so I think at this point, we may review some survivor rules. How do you feel?
I feel good, but I did the killer rules. How about you did the survivor ones today?
I can do that. All right, so guys, reviewing these survivor scoring rules. These survivors are scoring by finishing gens. So the first and second gens are 1 point, second and third 2 points, fifth gen worth a whopping 3 points. All right, and so first escape is 1 point, second escape 2 points, third escape 4 points, and the fourth escape being 6 points. These survivors are definitely trying not to die. Get those escapes. They are very valuable. 26 points total are available if you get the bonus point for only being hooked once or less and escaping as well. All right, and we are ready to go right into the match. So I'm going to take you right into the game screen here, and it looks like twins indeed.
Oh my god, I did not expect that to actually happen. I was hoping for, but to actually see it in action, I am loving this. Oh, two survivors.
Oh
come
no,
together as well.
this could spell disaster early. We are seeing Charlotte and Victor go ahead and find survivors early. All right, and we are seeing a totem go down really quickly too.
Both of these teams are really putting on the pressure already. Damn.
Indeed, but I think we've seen all 4 survivors at this point. We just saw 2 more survivors separate from the 2 that we saw when Victor was out. And we do see Victor getting crushed here, going ahead and having Charlotte pressure, and we do see a ruin. All right, so we do know that we still have ruin up. Found our Time Lord here, and he is gonna go ahead and be incapacitated with Victor on his back.
I'm really expecting some good loops from Time Lord here, considering he plays twins himself. I'm pretty sure he would know how to counter them, right?
Yeah, I would assume so as well. I think Victor was able to body block that pallet pretty well, because I think Time Lord was going to try to crush Victor with that pallet, but was unable to.
Oh, Meg, caught in the open.
All right, and so with our survivors here, we do have Time Lord, Leo Trill, Direct Flare, and Sky Razor, all trying to get these totems out. And basement hook.
Basement hook for first hook. Poor Leo Trill. That is not going to end well.
Oh no. Yeah, these survivors are put in a, not necessarily in a bind at this point, because it looked like they had taken out 2 totems. Oh, Victor missing.
Ooh, we're seeing a kick from 2 people.
that was kind of weird. Like, survivors teaming up to kick Victor. Jeez. Vic just getting bullied today. Victor going right back out saying, I'm going to go ahead and return the favor. I'm going to go ahead and hop on your back, Kate. All right, and so we do see Killer Instinct there. Charlotte kind of camping out the basement here a little bit, just utilizing Victor.
Get a survivor out first, right? Like, getting a survivor out first is very crucial in these early stages.
As we talked about, those escapes being worth so many points, being able to get that progression to second hook and deny the escape actually saves 6 points. And as we talked about, that 2K being a tie, if you can confirm a kill here, that is actually to your benefit. Oh, and we're chasing an injured survivor.
No, we're not. Oh, we are. There's 2 of them.
That was kind of interesting. That's the first time I've seen that. They got Victor on them as they hopped in the locker. That's the first time I've seen that, I think. So I would say the survivors are all injured at this point. How concerned are you? Oh, well, we do see a reset. How concerned are you with Victor being out and so many survivors being injured?
I'm pretty concerned. Victor is very good at spotting those survivors and getting them down very quickly.
Yes, as we see there.
Yeah, there he goes. I think in this situation, I have a question actually. Would it be better to crush Victor when he gets in your head immediately, or leave him there for a while? Because obviously that means you couldn't work on generators, but also that would leave things without their power for a while.
Yeah, I think for sure you go ahead and you crush him before, because that Killer Instinct is also giving away the location of that downed survivor. So I think you do go ahead and you crush, and maybe not even pick up the survivor if they're not 99'd ready to be picked up yet, but at least then they have the opportunity to crawl away without that surveillance from Victor.
A three-man slug is what we're seeing right now. Time Lord better be hiding really, really good somewhere.
Really well. The benefit here definitely is that two of the survivors are not within Victor's killer instinct range right now. Uh-oh, Time Lord gave away his location. That could spell disaster. You're injured, my friend. So we do see 3 people down. Whoa, that was a deliverance.
That is why Time Lord could take that risk.
Indeed, but going down to Victor again, Victor was not far enough away for that deliverance to help as much, but that may have given Time Lord time to get away and maybe pick up one of these survivors.
You'd expect that to happen, but somehow these slugs are still on the ground. Do you think, the DS build, I'm assuming they also have Unbreakable, right? Usually they do.
Yeah, I would expect to see at least one of these survivors have it, but what do you think the chances are that it could be Time Lord that has it? I think we just saw Time Lord run around there. Uh-oh, we did.
Uh-oh.
Oh, and oh, that blind would have been nice if could have got it on Victor there. Not quite though. Time Lord did drop the firecracker. Oh, and we do see Nancy go ahead and get out of dodge after kicking Victor, and we see it looks like Kate's crawling away from the basement, maybe already 99'd and ready to be picked up. Do we see Time Lord go back to those survivors and pick them up? Right now, though,
my best guess is that Kate has crawled away from the basement because her DS has run out. Her deliverance timer ran out, so that means she also has no DS anymore.
Yeah, and that leads to believe that she was running DS and not Unbreakable, because I think at this point she would have gotten right back up. But we do see Kate is back up, actually.
Oh, and the first kill of the trial at 3 generators left. These survivors are in a pickle.
Yes, especially with these survivors are trying desperately to reset, but that means nobody's on gen. And if you're the killer, this is exactly what you want. This is the power of twins. Your survivors are panicking and snowballing at this point and not touching gens. There's really, we know where Kate is. Kate has picked up Nancy. Nobody's touching a gen right now. And if you're the killer, you love that.
Exactly. This is in this situation, the killer basically has the entire game on lock. The only thing the survivors can do right now is hide somewhere and try to reset and get everybody back up to full health, but this twins is just not letting up.
I think we found our Unbreakable.
We did.
I just saw Time Lord get up.
Oh wait, Time Lord got up.
Yeah, and we already know that Kate was down and Nancy was being chased, so we found our Unbreakable. All right, and so we are going to go ahead and see Kate get hooked again. I think that is a second hook state for Kate. I don't think she had gotten camped there.
Oh no, she got progressed the third, right? Oh no, wait, that was yeah.
Yeah, that was Leotrill, and Leotrill is already out of the game as a result of only 2 hooks with that 1 progression. Now we're looking for Nancy.
So,
and we do find.
In this situation, would you, as being Time Lord, would you go for the save, or would you let them die here and try to go for that hatch and maybe pump out another generator while you do so?
Oh, Time Lord says, hey, I'm not going to let you finish that question. I'm going to go ahead and just answer it for you. I'm going for the save. Altruism for the win. And I think as the survivors know, they need at least a 2 out to tie. So you have to, unless you're going to just give up the win at this point, you have to try to save. And that's kind of the reason that I think bringing twins was actually the best call that that this killer could have made for Metro, because it really puts pressure on your survivors. Do you let your friends die on hook and just try to gen rush, or do you leave them behind? And right now it looks like we are seeing a little bit of a seeding the win here to Metro from Entity. We saw Kate kind of dancing backwards and saying, go ahead, you can take me down now.
Yep. I think they recognize as well that this game is over. There's not much they can do in this situation. Speaking of, actually, Vader, we got another high 5 redeemed in celebration, I think.
Oh? Another high 5? Well,
yes.
we'll have to do that as soon as we come back and can be seen, because right now I am
In
I am
celebration of
giddy.
a Twins 4K. Ooh,
Oh
but
wow.
Tyler can still try to
Time
kill
Lord
me.
still can try. You know that 4%. 4% for me, Time Lord. 4%.
In his face. Do it. You can do it.
Do it.
We
You can
believe.
do it. You can do it. Even Charlotte wants it. Nope, you can't
Oh,
do it. Oh, that's
no.
sad. The entity will take your generous donation of your
He
soul.
did not have the numbers. He did not have the numbers. Shame.
No numbers here. No, we don't get those today. All right,
I still with
guys.
cows, I'm afraid.
That,
GG's, everybody. Wow.
indeed, that was very well played by both teams. The first game we were able to find that tie that is so uncommon but able to be found in our case, and then we were able to see a dominating performance from Pingu with their twins.
Did you expect them to play twins at all? I don't think I've seen Penguins play twins before, but honestly, if this is what their twins is like, I would highly recommend them continue to play it at a competitive level.
I would agree, and I think actually I want to give props to you. You kind of called the twins a little bit there.
A little bit. A little bit. I was hoping for it. I wasn't expecting it.
Just a little bit. All right, you want to get that high five though? I'm ready for a high
Oh yeah,
five. Now.
absolutely.
I'm gonna do better this time. I'm ready.
All
I'm
right.
ready. I'm pumped. I'm pumped.
Do you want to call it count down this time?
I can call it out this time. Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready.
Yeah.
One.
All right.
On three. On three.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Hell yeah, there it is.
Choice.
Spicy.
Spicy. All right, guys. And so
That one was for you, Pingo.
definitely for Pingu. All right, and so I think we should look back at the tournament here, see how this shakes it up with that Metro win of
Yes, let's get this
39
final
to
score then.
16.
Damn. From a tie to such a massive lead, really shows you the power of twins.
Indeed.
Hmm.
And- all right,
So
so
let's see here.
sorry.
With Metro winning these matches, that means that they will be going on to the next match against. Ooh, would that be the winner of the upcoming match after this? Right?
Let's see. I think it's
I
going to
believe
come up
so.
here very soon through the tournament browser here. Maybe not. So it looks like we're actually, yeah, it depends who wins for our, I think our next match, Six and
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's
Six
what I
and
mean.
Daddy Issues. Yeah.
It's undetermined against who they go up against. Both are very strong teams, so that is going to be very interesting. But that does
Interesting
mean that we're
indeed.
going to see Entity in our B League.
Indeed. And you know,
Congratulations, everyone.
Congratulations indeed. I think we will see some good plays in both leagues as well. This is really exciting, being able to see the separation between the two leagues, and really Entity still played rather close on the killer side with the survivors of Metro. So I think they may be one of our stronger killer teams within that B League.
I agree. It's going to be one hell of a fight to see who's going to win that. Going to win it.
Mm-hmm.
I think right now we have IA and then who else in B League? Four Dwight's one locker, right? Yeah.
All of our
all the Reds
yeah.
that we have here are going to be B League, which means that we have some very strong competition in there.
We have We Can't Loop, we've got We Overslept, and we got Four Dwight's One Locker. Oh, it actually sounds like We Can't Loop may have dropped completely, so we may be getting a replacement team in there for a B League. To be determined. Exciting.
True, but it's a shame they couldn't make it. Wherever they go now, I hope they're going to have a good future, honestly, because I really like their team. It's a shame we couldn't see them and play in Vigo's court.
I agree. All right. So.
All right.
Guys, we will.
Okay, so that was it for tonight, right?
Yeah, that's it. That's it for this round, and I think we come back tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern.
That is correct, yes.
Nice. And that'll be with 6 and daddy issues. So guys, definitely meet us there for that.
It has been a pleasure to host for you guys tonight. And we will see you, I think, in the next stream. But until then, it looks like Metro has been convicted of murder. We will see you next time. Court adjourned.